بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. For all our brothers and sisters who have left to perform Hajj and Umrah, or those who plan or wish or intend to make Hajj and Umrah this year, or those brothers and sisters who have already made Hajj and Umrah, or those who haven't, but they don't have the intention because they don't have the ability to do it in the near future. That's what we're going to focus on in tonight's class, in continuation from our brief commentary on Ad-Durar Al-Bahiyyah of Imam Ash-Shawkani rahimahullah ta'ala in Kitab al-Hajj. We're speaking on the Ihram, the obligations of Ihram, and the impermissible things, the unlawful things, the things that cannot be done whilst you're in the state of Al-Ihram. طيب. He says, Faslun, and it says in brackets, Fit Tawafi bil Bayt. After he spoke on the Ihram and the ins and the outs, he goes on and he speaks on one of the first things that you're going to do during your Umrah / your Hajj and your Umrah, and that is the Tawaf, walking around the Kaaba. And before we get into the fiqh of the Tawaf, the ahkam of the tawaf, the adab of the tawaf, just like we previously explained the history in brief, the history of Hajj and the symbolic nature of Hajj and the importance of Hajj with regards to Tawheed, with regards to Ibadah, and with regards to the way of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and his son Ishmael or Ismail, and the connection between reviving, reliving, resurrecting, and upholding their sunnah and the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And the third point of that triangle being the Tawheed of Allah, the Mighty and the Most High, and manifesting idharul ubudiyyah lillah azza wa jal. So that's very important with regards to Hajj in general, and with regards to the Holy Kaaba, and specifically the Tawaf around the Holy Kaaba. And we previously explained in earlier classes that many people, they make a mistake and they make a critical error concerning Tawaf, concerning Hajj and Umrah. Whether they're Jews and Christians, Orientalists, atheists, or even some Muslims, or some people who attribute themselves to Islam today, they make many mistakes concerning the concept and the idea of Tawaf. So it isn't strange and it isn't far-fetched for you to go online, go on YouTube, read a book, and someone attacks Islam and attacks the Muslims as being idolaters, polytheists. And they say that the Muslims are the worst idol worshippers and the worst idolaters. And that's because the biggest, largest idol and shrine of these main religions, or religions in general, Abrahamic faiths, whatever word you want to use for Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, the Muslims have. There isn't a crucifix the size of the Kaaba. There is no monument or shrine that the Jews have in one specific place like the Kaaba. Of course they have the wall, but the Kaaba being one piece right there. So they say that the Muslims have this huge idol and this huge shrine that they raise their hands to, they touch and they rub themselves upon, they kiss, they fight, and they throw each other out the way just to touch it and to walk around and says, what shit could be greater than this? And then you have those who say that the concept of 7 circuits, 7 units, is symbolic to the worship of planets and stars and the orbiting of the sun, of the moon, so on and so forth, and the movement, the circular movement around planets. And the Prophet Muhammad was someone who was called a Sabi'. The Mushriks, his enemies, they called him a Sabi'. Okay? Some of them called him Ibn Abi Kabsha. Symbolic to people who had left the religion of Quraysh, of shirk, of the Othan, the idols, and the worship of the constellations. Okay? And then there are those who say that the black stone is a moonstone, like a moon ring. A moon ring. And they say that when Muhammad came and made his version of his religion, he abolished all of the previous idols and deities of Quraysh except for the one moon god, who was called Allah, the moon god Allah. And that's why they have the black stone there, which is a piece of the moon rock. It's a special stone, a special rock that's from the moon. and it's still a manifestation of polytheism and of shirk, etc. And then you have some people who call themselves Muslims and profess Islam and maybe Muslims, and they say that the Kaaba does have benefits, and the black stone will give you a barakah, and it can give you a shifa, and you can be forgiven of your sins by the Kaaba itself, nafsuha. And the black stone itself, nafsuha, gives barakah, gives protection, gives ta'weez, it gives i'adha, it protects you and grants you refuge, etc. All right, and then there may be some Muslims who may say that the black stone is nothing more than just a tradition and a custom, and it's not something that you actually have to do and walk around. And what's meant by Hajj is sacrifice of the self and of the soul, and submission to Allah and only Allah. And there is no actual physical Hajj. وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ, they say, Ali and Hassan, Hussein and Fatima. That's what's meant by that. And there are other statements and errors and erroneous views and opinions concerning Hajj and Umrah in general, and concerning what? The Tawaf specifically. The Tawaf specifically. And you become a victim of these akhta, these mistakes, by not having the connection between the spirituality and the technicality. Does Hajj come from Ismail and Ibrahim? Hajj and Umrah, the Kaaba, Tawaf. Was it something that the mushriks practiced? Did they make Tawaf? Are there things that remain in the religion of Islam that came from supposedly monotheism? And that's the whole concept of the term Abrahamic faith. It's a mainstream religion that does not establish and uphold and abide by polytheism. And they all accept and believe in